The first-time homebuyer incentive program. This is a great question, and it's something we get asked quite a bit. So let's break it down a little bit and see if this is a program that could work for you. Now, the incentive program, there are sort of two tiers, and it depends on where you geographically are located. So if it's in a larger metropolitan area, the maximum household income, including all forms of income, cannot exceed $150,000. If you're in a smaller area, then that's $120,000. And we use that as sort of the basis for determining how much maximum loan amount you can get. So in the case of a large city, let's say Vancouver or Toronto, $150,000, it's 4.5 times. So the maximum is $675,000. If we look at a $120,000 limit, that's actually 4 times. So it's $480,000. That's your maximum. There's a few things with the first-time homebuyer incentive program you want to be careful of. Number one, the government is sharing on the upside and the downside of your property. So essentially, they are a second mortgage holder. As a second mortgage holder, they want their money back. Not only that, but there is interest accruing on it. So let's say your property goes up, that's capped at 8% per annum. So basically what that means is if you had an increase, let's say you borrowed 5%, because that's a maximum on existing homes. If you borrowed 5% on it, then every year, if you saw an appreciation, the maximum that the government would want back is 8% in addition to the original amount that they gave you. Is this a good program for you? Yes and no. So it really depends on how much you're earning and how much you're looking to borrow. Keep in mind too that you do have to have the minimum amount of a down payment. So this is for insured mortgages only, meaning that you've got to have at least that 5% down on a $500,000 purchase. The government will match that 5% or up to 10% on new construction. The other thing you want to be careful of is that there's going to be more costs associated with this, right? So if you are closing, you are now closing essentially on 2 mortgages. So your solicitor may charge more for that. You may have higher insurance because you've got 2 mortgages. When it comes time to renew, your options could be limited with switching, or it could be more expensive to switch to a new lender because now we've got 2 mortgages. You may have to pay one out. A few things to keep in mind here, but it is a program that has gained some traction in it, especially now that the market's starting to turn. We're seeing more affordability, and I wouldn't say it's a buyer's market necessarily, but we're getting closer to it. Anyway, the first-time home buyer incentive program. If you have more questions, I know it was pretty abbreviated here, reach out. I'm happy to help.